Holy
That's
shit.
right. You know, I keep one of my friends keeps sending me a picture or posting video clips of this young man who's I guess maybe a youth minister,
Hmm.
and every time I see him, I just I keep lumping all youth ministers into one group, and I probably shouldn't, but I do. I'm going to
Yeah.
be 100% real in this on this show, and whether I'm wrong, whether I'm right, it doesn't really matter. At least I'm honest. But like every time I see one of
Dudeism.
these youth pastors, I just keep envisioning one day we're gonna hear the sermon of like, yes, I on the way here I stopped at my local Starbucks and got my normal drink and they did it wrong, but instead of cursing, I blessed him and I blessed him, and that's how we should be living our lives. Every time I think of them, I just think they're going to do a whole sermon on how he was nice to the Starbucks person. Like
And
you look at every one of them, they all look like the same thing. It just I don't know if like there's some big like some book that we don't know about. Like okay, if you want to be a youth pastor, you have to have expensive tennis shoes so you can feel like you're cool. You got to wear tight jeans and you got to wear a baggy shirt and you got to wear some kind of a hat and you have to have a beard, but not too long of a beard. But it needs to be cool. And like every every youth pastor I've ever seen is like the same, like they look the same. I
cookie
don't know.
cutter.
You're right, right.
Well, check
Uh,
this out. While you were doing that, I went into the website of the Dudeism. It says, come join the slowest growing religion in the world. Dudeism, an ancient philosophy that preaches non preachiness, practices as little as possible, and above all, I lost my train of thought there. Anyway, if you'd like to find peace on earth and goodwill, man, we'll help you get started right after a little nap.
that
First,
sounds like
and
me.
that has got a link. It says, first, you might want to get ordained as a Dudist priest. There are over 600,000 worldwide.
Well, I'm end up becoming a Judas priest.
The dude, just take it easy, man. That's the first thing you'll see. All right. So anyway, yeah, I could see this happening. It started as a joke, and next thing you know, 300 years from now, there will be people singing and worshiping the dude, waiting for his return.
Right.
Holy
He
shit.
said, "Just wait here. The dude will come." Prophets of the dude.
Oh, jeez. Wow. Wait a minute.
Knock,
This
knock, knock. Yeah, can I help you? Hi. Do you have a moment to talk about your Lord and Savior, the dude?
the dude. We already
No,
got
seriously.
Jesus.
This
No, he encountered Jesus in the bowling alley, and Jesus was rude. Jesus told him,
right.
"Don't fuck with the Jesus."
Who
You
do you think got Jesus high?
anyway. No,
The
what?
dude.
No, what was his name? The gosh, he came out in the Batman movie as the gangster. God, I cannot think of his name, but he was the guy in the bowling in the
Yep,
bowling,
yep, yep, yep. I know exactly who you're talking about. Yeah.
and his name was Jesus, I guess, and went by Jesus. And every time that he's scored or whatever, he would look and tell him, "Don't fuck with the Jesus."
Don't fuck with the Jesus.
Like,
That's so funny.
oh god. Anyway, normally we don't try to step on any landmines like religion or politics, but
Whatever.
This one was like it was begging to be stepped on.
Right,
I mean, so yeah, definitely. I don't know. Don't do shrooms before bed.
right. And another thing you don't do. There's a report. Now I don't know how true it is. Multiple social media platforms are reporting on it, and I want to say Joe Rogan even reported on it.
Hmm.
Um, was talking about, I guess, four dudes got caught um, raping a monitor lizard and then eating it.
Okay, four dudes got caught raping a what?
A monitor lizard is what it sounded like,
Okay.
and then they ate it.
Hmm.
Like that's one of those I want off this rock. If that's where
Hmm.
we're at, it probably happened here in Florida.
I don't know.
If,
Uh,
if I had to guess, it probably happened here in Florida.
I mean, you never know. Texas and Arizona aren't that far off.
Right.
Holy
That's
shit.
true. And another interesting thing happened. Did you hear about the airline that tried to land their plane 4 times, and JFK wouldn't let them? It sounded like they landed, but then they had to take off again because JFK said that they couldn't stay there. They had to move their plane or something.
Hmm.
And the passengers revolted, and like people were throwing up, people were fainting, and everyone was scared, and like the law enforcement got on board and said that they couldn't leave, that they weren't letting them leave the plane, because JFK said they weren't allowed to, and it was like a 4 or 5 hour, was supposed to have just been like a 2 or 3 hour flight turned into like a 6 hour flight.
Hmm. Oh.
Um, then when all was finally said and done, the airline's way of saying sorry was to give them all a $50 credit.
Here's $50. Now get the fuck out of here. You bother me. Well,
Dude, that is the most like gangster move in the world. Like,
I don't know.
here, I know we made you throw up, and I know you were scared for your life, but here's $50. Well, is this enough to cover another flight? No, 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 no. It'll cover about a quarter of a flight.
If you're lucky.
All right. In fact, it won't even do that. It'll cover the cost of your carry-on luggage.
Oh shit.
I couldn't believe it.
Alrighty.
I'm just like, Jesus, when did we start like telling people they couldn't get off a plane now?
I don't know. Was there a specific reason why they didn't want that plane there, or is like,
I don't know. Reports are really vague. Like they're not saying a whole lot about it. They're just kind of. It's almost feels like they're just trying to sweep it under the rug.
okay,
Like, don't look over here. Nothing's happening here. Just keep looking that way.
keep scrolling. Nothing to see here.
Right.
Shit, man. Let's see. Well, other interesting shit. Let's see. Uh, I wish I would have saved it. You remember Benzino?
Mm-mm.
Early in Eminem's career, Benzino and Eminem were always going at it back and forth.
Okay.
Uh, I don't know. He's apparently there's this transgender model, Shauna Brooks, I guess, and I don't know, made a comment that might have suggested that they were intimate.
That Benzino and the
Shauna
Shauna Brooks,
Brooks,
or the Eminem and Shauna Brooks.
Benzino. So,
Oh,
so
okay.
now dude is making all kinds of like threats about probably hunting hunting the model down. I,
Oh, Jesus.
I like, I don't know. I mean, I think we live in a time and age where even if that was so, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I think we're officially at that time. Like, we're if you wanna, that's what you want to mess around with, then whatever, do you?
But I don't know. I guess still in the
I
hip hop world, there's still that macho
I do
brat.
think in the hip hop world, you will get tore apart in the rap battle. Like if you battling, that's certainly going to get brought up. But I mean, I don't see how that couldn't get brought up.
I mean,
Um,
all the shit that's popped up, people coming out and shit. I mean, you'd be surprised. You'd be like, fuck that shit. I don't even know. It just caught my attention there that it's like it's a name I hadn't heard in a long time, Benzino. You know?
what caught my attention.
Hmm.
I want to say it was in New Jersey. Um, the courts, they were taken to, and then the New Jersey jail system was taken to court, and they won that, saying that transgender women need to be housed with the women in the women's prison. Okay, like
Okay.
like it went through the whole court system, and they was okay. You're
Mm.
right. Transgender women need to be housed in the women's facility. Right? Okay, no problem.
Right.
We've moved on to a higher plane of thought. Okay, cool. I get it. Well, now reports are coming out that 2 women are now pregnant in said women's facility,
Mm. Well.
and they're saying that the transgender woman is the parent of those two pregnancies.
Hmm. Well, I remember when you're back in the day. One of the guys that used to work with us at this place that shall not be mentioned. He
Right,
worked. He worked for the county. He said they had a special unit where they held transgender women because obviously they couldn't put them in the general population because they would get torn up.
right.
But they had a special unit, special place where they kept them, just separate from regular women, and
Mm,
you know what I'm saying, and
right, right.
because for their protection, I guess, and I I don't know. Maybe that's the way it should be,
I don't know.
unless they're post op.
Right. I mean, post op's a different story. I
Yeah,
don't know. Is it? I will say this. I don't know enough about
yeah,
uh, the transgender community to really truly to be able to say too much about it. I just think it's very. I think we as a society need to figure some things out and put some ground rules down.
yeah.
Like I just feel like we're kind of floating along in limbo right now, and we need to establish some guidelines or something.
Holy fuck, man! We're just stepping on all kinds of landmines today, aren't we?
Well, I'm not saying anything negative.
No, I know.
I just think there's a lot. We're really gotten this country has really gotten into a really gray area when it comes to the transgender community, and they have every right to be loved and cherished and respected just like anybody else in this world.
Yep.
But I also think that
Well,
I
they're
think somewhere along the line we kind of forgot about you can do whatever you want, but there's also responsibility and or repercussions for
yeah. There's always
doing what you want to do. You know what I mean?
consequences.
Like I'm not even saying consequences. I just think there's just certain responsibilities that or certain things that one must accept. Like if you want to touch a hot stove, you're going to get burned. But I mean, if you want to touch it, go ahead. Just know that you're going to get burned. And that's all I'm saying. And I just think we just kind of need to accept some of this. Some people need to accept some of those things is all.
Yeah. Well.
But
Yeah.
you know, I do know a couple of transgender people, and so and one of them is a close family friend,
Hmm.
and I have been fortunate enough to be able to ask all my fucking questions.
Oh, look at
And
you.
Lord knows I've had a lot of them. So I'm trying to learn. I really am. I'm old, but I'm trying to learn uh, through asking questions. So,
Well, hey,
uh, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with all this. I
Yeah.
just think it's interesting that they all of a sudden popped up. And the other thing that it got me thinking about was, we know people that have worked in the jail systems, and we know people that have worked in the jail system that have told us that the guards that work in those jail cells have not necessarily always been hands off with the inmates.
Yeah, pretty much. We've worked on that.
So it very well could be like maybe there was a male guard working in that female prison that maybe he had his way and they're just blaming it on the transgender inmate.
It very well could be too. I mean, of course, now we have the technology. A DNA test will obviously clear that
Right,
clear that up. But
right, right.
yeah, no, it's,
It's just a
it's funny how
possibility and nobody's talking about it.
you mentioned that because this one specific person that he told me that they had that special unit. He goes, I don't like working there. It's freaky. He goes, because some of them sound, smell, look like women. He goes like he goes, I have to be like, oh shit, what the fuck's wrong with me? I'm like,
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
Well, okay. This was explained to me by